Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now I'm sitting here today packing up my backpack, getting ready for a camping trip, and I thought today would be a pretty good opportunity to talk to you a little bit about actually how I store my gear and what I've done to set myself up to make it really easy to both manage my gear but also pack up my bags. Now I've created a system that helps me really stay organized. That way when I'm moving forward and actually packing up for a camping trip, it makes it a little bit easier to get things situated and to not forget anything important. So now taking a quick look at my system, here you'll see basically a full organization wall, just chock full of gear, different things, different ways that I manage to keep myself organized so that I don't forget anything when I hit the trails. So when I built my office and studio space, I did integrate this gear wall. I knew that I needed a place to keep my things organized, and the best place for me to do it is, quite frankly, where I am going to tend to shoot the bulk of my reviews. So basically I built this entire system using a Rubbermaid product. This is a Rubbermaid organizer. Now there's two types that you can get for reasonable money. One is the closet-made systems, which you typically find at Home Depot. The other one is the Rubbermaid systems, which you get at Lowe's. Now, I personally, myself, kind of prefer the Rubbermaid system. I think it's just a little bit nicer. It has some slightly better accessories, and so all the closets that I build use these Rubbermaid systems so that I can basically mix and match in my different closets, and I've been using these for years, and I find that they're actually really pretty nice. They're reasonably priced. Not terribly expensive, but it is a good amount of money. What you're looking at in terms of overall storage here has cost me probably about $300. So all in with this entire system, right around the $300 mark. But that's a short price to pay in my eyes to keep myself organized, have a nice place to keep my gear safe and clean, not on the ground, not stuffed in corners and closets, and really displayed so that I can get to it easily. Now you'll notice on the side here that I left myself some space basically to allow me to put my sleeping pads in a fully opened up position. These are self-inflating pads, and so basically I didn't want these to be all compressed, so I left myself a space on the side where I could fit them from top to bottom fully decompressed. And in a similar fashion, you'll see on the side here the ability for me to hang up my sleeping bags pretty much in a fully open position. Now there is one fold in them. I had to do that. I couldn't keep them fully elongated. I didn't have enough headroom, but this is pretty good. Now I have a couple of my pieces of gear here that are already packed in my bag ready to go, so they're not really where they'd belong. So I do have one of my down comforters that I've already removed and put in my bag, but in general I would have these three pieces here and they really fit pretty nicely. Now moving forward in this section here, you'll see that I pretty much got like a hanging, I don't even know what you call this, but it's a hanging compartmentalized like laundry bag in a way. This is a thin material, it's just a thin cloth, but it has a couple of hooks and it basically holds a good amount of stuff. By the time you get down to it, you really see that there's a number of compartments that holds a lot of things really nice and easy. And I found that it holds these clear bins very well, which is nice because, say for example, I really just wanted to take a look. I can see really easy into my clear bins, see what I have, what things that I need, what I want to get to, and just pull it out with ease. Now just to give you an example of one of these bins, in my bins, I basically have everything by type sort of split out. So this one here, for example, I have all of my like stakes and tie downs and things that I use to secure my tent and tarp systems, different clips and things that I need just to get my hands on. You'll see like my hammock straps. So just different things that I need to basically secure and attach different gear or my, like I said, tarps and tents. So it's really nice to be able to sort of separate everything out, keep it nice and clean, and in these clear bins, it's real easy to see. And just real quick, very simple, just to slide everything back nice and neat where it belongs. Now I left myself a shelf across the top basically to hold my tents. So these are my different tent systems. I have a couple of different ones there. Just some real basic things across the top, a couple of bags, things that didn't otherwise fit. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of headroom, so for me, you know, I don't have a lot of space up there. Maybe if you had a little bit of a bigger room, you could put 1 or 2 shelves, but I found for me that really having this just about head height, and this is almost 6 feet tall here, kind of worked out pretty well. So I do end up with just a little bit of storage across the top here for some of these things that I otherwise don't have a really great place for. Now, I had always struggled in my mind the best way to store my bags and backpacks, and I felt as though just to do it with hangers would work pretty well. So this is the bulk of what I have. I mean, I have a couple other bags that you're not seeing here, pretty much because they're in use, but these are all different bags for different reasons. Quite frankly, it's more than I need. A few of these could probably go, and it's things that I've basically swapped out over time. I have some bags that I've had my whole life, things that I've had for quite a long time, and other things that are kind of reasonably new. I use them a lot. They're a little bit newer, things that I maybe need to review, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But I thought the best way for me and the way that I needed to really manage my system was to be hanging these things on hangers. So this has worked pretty well for me. I think it works pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't really stretch or stress any of the materials. You'll see here they just hang nicely on the straps. I've tried to find ways for each one of the bags where it can really fit on there and fit nice and secure, not have a tendency to fall off. And I've really been able to fit quite a number of bags across the system. Now again, like I mentioned, most of the things that I have here are kind of compartmentalized by type. So for example, when I need to get myself either a light or a headlamp, same thing here. All my lights and headlamps just kind of live in this bin. It's just a nice way to keep yourself organized and have everything in one spot, just so that I'm not looking around, hey, where's my light? Oh, it's mixed in with all my other garbage. Well, no, at least for me right now, all my stuff is compartmentalized so I can get to it real quickly and efficiently. One of the best features that I really like about this system is these pull-out drawers. Now, I opted just to use these across the bottom. Quite honestly, these are one of the most expensive parts about this system. These are about $40 each. So just for me to have these 3 drawers was right around the $120 mark. But it is really worth it ultimately. I mean, I'd love to maybe someday add some more drawers and get rid of some of these bins and kind of build this out. I have set myself up for that. I built everything to the proper size to be able to accommodate these drawers. And so if I want to in the future, I could expand the system. But from now, I just have these 3. And basically, this holds 3 different major topics for me. First is my sleep and sort of shelter system stuff. So anything to my sleeping system or my shelter system stays in here. This next one is all about cooking. So cooking or creating fire. So this is all the stuff that I need basically to make sure I keep my belly good and fed. And finally, over here, this is different pouches and kits. So basically any little pre-made kits that I have live in here, and then any pouches, like for example these thin sil nylon pouches, live in here so I can get to them quickly. It's just a place for me to have kind of all those things that I regularly go to and actually are really some components that make up my overall backpack kit. Now, as I mentioned, I have really more here than I really want to have. I'm going to try to slim this down and really get more efficient, get this down to only the precise exact gear that I need, plus maybe a few extra things that are in the queue for reviewing. But what that will do is basically give me more space to allow me to get my boots and things like that. I mean, you'll notice right now, I don't really have any of my jackets or outerwear. I don't have any of my boots. I would love to integrate that stuff into the system. So again, it's all in one spot. So at this point, most of my jackets and outerwear are in another closet. But if I could get them integrated into the system, it would be a little bit better for me, a little more efficient. And then again, having all my stuff in one place so that my eyes are on it while I'm packing and getting ready to hit the woods. So anyway, it's a pretty good work in progress. I'm overall happy with this. It's a good amount of space, holds a good amount of gear. And this is a system that if you had the space or wall space to be able to build something, I would highly recommend. So alright guys, there you have it. A real quick look at my backpacking and camping gear organizational system. Now, like I said, this is a Rubbermaid product. It's overall pretty nice. It's strong, it's durable, holds a good amount of stuff. This is a nice size wall, but it doesn't take up a ton of space. More than anything else, it keeps me nice and organized. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.